We have Olympian David Taylor, 86 kilos of men's freestyle. You're wrapping up Atlanta camp. Talk about what kind of some things that you were working on this past couple weeks.
Just refining some details. I think when you get a chance to be around the national team and obviously just getting close to competition, you're just getting excited about little changes that you're trying to implement before competition. Implement them, and it's an enjoyable process.
Yeah, is this your first international competition since last March?
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. We usually travel so often, but I wrestled the Pan Ams in Canada, which is pretty close, but that was right before the pandemic started, and so now this will be my first time traveling out of the country, so it'll be exciting.
Have you been focusing on any particular areas, or have you found yourself getting better in certain areas since that competition?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think there was a lot of build up to Olympic trials this year, and since the Olympic trials, it's kind of been a time to reflect and see where we got, what changes we have to make, obviously leading into Tokyo. So definitely working on a couple areas. For me, it's just, fine tuning my finishes, because I get to the leg attacks a lot, making sure I'm getting there, I'm finishing, keeping guys reacting. A lot of the same stuff, but as I evolve and from a skill standpoint, but also from a strength standpoint, you getting the leg a little bit faster, and finishing a little bit cleaner, and if you're finishing one more takedown a match, that makes a big difference, in the ultimate score. So just kind of focus on those things.
Yeah, going back to camp for a second, we had all three styles here. What was it like getting to train side by side with the other Olympians? It's
exciting, it's such a exclusive group. There's only 6 Olympic weight classes, so it's challenging. It's challenging to make a team, and we all have that same goal moving forward. And there were other, obviously, national team representatives from each style here as well. So just getting to know them a little bit better, spending some time with them, and obviously we all have that same goal moving forward.
And then looking at trials, like you said, it's just tough to make a team. What has life been like for you, or what are some, I guess, emotions or thoughts that have run through your head since becoming an Olympian?
I would say probably the first thing was like a little bit of relief. There was a lot of emotions and build up going to this trials, especially, being, I don't know, in my opinion, probably the toughest Olympic trials we've ever had, because I think we are very deep in a lot of weight classes. Just the delayment of, for a year, and, what goes into that. My wife and I had a daughter, we have a second daughter on the way. She's going to be born September. So, I'd say after the trials, just reflect and spend some time with the family, knowing that block of time was going to go really fast, because now where we are moving forward to the Olympics is also going to go by really fast. So, it was just enjoying the moment, and also just obviously getting really excited for what's ahead.
Yeah, what has your Olympic journey looked like, as far as at what age did you realize you want to be an Olympian, and how has that been challenging or awesome just in the journey?
I don't think I've ever had aspirations just to be an Olympian. I've never in my mind said my goal is to be an Olympian. It's always be an Olympic champion. When I said that, and when I believe that, maybe or two different things. But yeah, wholehearted believe that I can win a gold medal in Tokyo. So, there's no added pressure with that statement. It's just a statement of full belief. So that's what I think about. When I close my eyes and I envision myself on the podium, it's with the national anthem playing in the background. I get chills when I think about that. Because it's the pinnacle. It's why we start at a young age. And that's, to have an opportunity to accomplish that is really exciting. So, this has all been part of the process. It's been a challenging road, and looking forward to just making the most of these opportunities, taking one match at a time. Can't obviously put the cart before the horse in any aspect, so definitely not going to do that here. And I went in 2016 as a training partner, and that was exciting just because I was able to get an idea of what it was like there, see maybe some of the distractions that could potentially come up as an athlete, or see the guys that had success and how they focused, and using that. And I keep that in mind for sure in the back of my mind as I'm going into it. So even though this is my first Olympics, I've wrestled at a high level my entire life. So it's just this is just the most exciting tournament potentially I'll wrestle in.
Yeah, you mentioned wrestling at a high level your whole life. You've been winning national titles since you were really young. What is it about wrestling that kind of kept you going? I know we see a lot of guys burn out, maybe at college, right before college. What is it for you that's kind of kept you going?
I've just always been very motivated by wrestling. Nothing else really caught my attention or kept motivated like wrestling has. And I think it's just the idea of continuing getting better, and the idea of being able to, I had the ability to dominate people, and I did that, and that was addicting. And I liked doing that. And every time I stepped out there, I didn't want to win by a point or 2 points. I wanted to score as many points as I possibly could. And as I got older, the challenge was, can I do that in middle school? Can you do that in high school? Can you do that in college? Then it took, and each step was tough. Obviously international level was the toughest transition for me, but it's the peak of the pyramid. You have some of the best from everywhere. And I've been able to put myself in that situation now. Wrestling has taught me so much, especially adversity, dealing with adversity. So you have the highs of highs, the success that I've had, and I've also had the lows, where you put everything into it and you don't have success, and you have to rebound, you have to reinvent yourself, and you gotta get better. Wrestling has taught me a lot of things, and it's just been a big part of my personality, my DNA for a long time. And now with having my wrestling club back home, and just replicating that process again with these kids, and trying to help them, guide them down a path of these are the mistakes that I made. Let's not make these mistakes. These are the things that really work for me. Let's focus on these things. Let's elaborate on these things, whether it's technique or mentality or situations. And even now to this day, like stuff that I'm working on in practice or that I'm focusing on, that's the stuff that I'm relaying to them. So they're getting the highest level wrestling knowledge and experience, the highest level. And those that are implementing it, it's just seeing their success, which is also exciting. So without wrestling, none of those things would really probably be happening for me. So, long-winded answer, but, wrestling it's really, such an integral part of my life.
Yeah. So it's been a while since you've seen some of the highest level international competition. Obviously for everybody, it's been a year of a pandemic, but you had an extra year kind of away from that stage. What are you doing, or what did you do to kind of make sure you didn't miss a step or miss a beat and stay on top of the competition?
Well, the Inline Wrestling Club, we have 7 Olympians. We have the majority of the national team, that train there. So I'm getting challenged always. I remember even before 2018 World Championships, people would ask me about what I thought. I'm like, I'm getting challenged every day in practice. Like, there's no easy day. It's so, those guys are coming after me. And I would say as I've had success, people come at me because they understand that bar and the intensity that I bring in practice, so they're matching it every day. So I'm always getting challenged. The exciting thing now is I get to wrestle people outside of the room, guys that haven't seen the work that we've been putting in over the last couple of years, and I get a chance to go wrestle different people from different countries. So to me, that's just an exciting opportunity to go do those things. So yeah, even though maybe I haven't wrestled the guys from the different countries, I'm getting challenged every day. We, especially in my weight class, 86 kilos, and we have age level world championships at every cadets, juniors, U23s, and seniors, all at 86 kilos. So, the best of the guys in the world are training in our room on a daily basis.
Perfect. And what does your training situation look like? You've got Pan Ams, we're heading out tomorrow. What's your training situation look like after that competition, going into Tokyo?
So we go to, we're finishing up camp now. We'll go to Pan Ams. I'll come home, take a little bit of time off, and then start making that final push, to Tokyo. We have another camp scheduled, which will be good to kind of get and fine-tune some of those details. And for me, I feel like I have a very clear picture of what I need to do to have success in Tokyo, and it's just continue to implement that every day and relying on my coaches, my partners, and just putting that time in. I'm a big proponent of believing that there's no substitution for time. There's no substitution for work. You just got to put it in. And I put it in over the last 5 years, and I have a lot of faith and confidence in that. So now it's just fine tuning that going into the Olympics.
Awesome. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.